It is the quarter-final stage of the Under-19 DFB Youth League. 2 games already done and dusted. Hoffenheim with a win against Cottbus. Leipzig losing at home to Mainz. So just 2 quarter-finals left to look forward to. The first of which we bring you here on this Sunday morning. It is the defending champions Cologne up against the slight surprise package in the form of Heidenheim. A tough task for the visitors here today, up against a team that looks, well, on track to make it to the latter stages of the final round once again this year. But of course, with it being a knockout football here in the final stages of this year's Under-19 competition, anything is of course possible. But Cologne will go into this as strong favourites, not only to win today, but to perhaps even pick up back-to-back titles. What an achievement that could be for them. But still, plenty of work to do before they can reach that goal. Cologne, of course, winners against Leverkusen last time out. Leverkusen with struggles this campaign, not amongst the final 8 this time round. So a real opportunity for the likes of Heidenheim to perhaps come in and make their mark on this year's Under-19 Youth League. Should be a fantastic game of football here in Cologne. Find ourselves at the Franz Kremer Stadium. The man in charge of proceedings here this morning is Jonas Grütter, joined by assistants Antonio Liubas and Velat Filizet. 4th official, which is part and parcel of the final rounds, Sven Wenzing. Regardless of the outcome, I think both sides can look at this season as a success. Patrick Meyer especially will be extremely proud of what his Heidenheim youngsters have achieved already this season. But no reason to put the brakes on what has been a fantastic run so far. A win against Cologne here today would really set the tone for what could be a memorable season for Heidenheim. Beating the defending champions could give them that extra push to, well, who knows, perhaps even go all the way this season. But Cologne, again, will take some beating. Have looked strong throughout the different phases of the competition. And having been here and done it all before, will be more than ready to take care of the visitors in front of a home crowd here as well. High-octane Under-19 football just a moments away here in Cologne. The visitors all in blue. Cologne in their famous white and red. Players to keep an eye out for the number 11 from Cologne, Benjamin Ley. Has had a superb season so far. So too Arjan Römers, the attacking midfielder. 5 goals for the youngster already this season. And last but not least, of course, Jason Ponente Ramirez with 6 goals, 4 assists. Certainly has played his part this campaign. As for Heidenheim, it's the wingers that have been getting the job done for them as well. Yannick Wagner and Tobias Weigel, the 2 standout performers this season. Yannick Wagner with 6 goals and 3 assists. Weigl 4 and 1. Either way, I think we can expect goals here today. Only one team will move on. And as is always the case, when it gets to the knockout stages of any competition in football, anything is possible. Regardless of who goes into kickoff as favourites, the outcome is always unpredictable. Plenty of travelling support for the Heidenheim youngsters here, which is always nice to see. Just goes to show how big of a game this is for them. Could really make a statement early into their young careers. So the action underway here in Cologne. The defending champions playing from left to right here in the first 45. Slight lapse in concentration at the back and a chance for Cologne to punish Heidenheim early. They do come away with a corner. Is well recovered in the end. Vincenten, real physical presence up front leading the line for Cologne, the big number 9. Can be quite a handful. Delivery whipped in. Cleared away by Leonard Gieni. Here is Tobias Weigl, back to his keeper. Felix Mark. Didn't have a lot of time to get any distance on that. Instead sort of slices it out of play for a throw, so Cologne with the opportunity to keep the pressure on in these opening stages. Cologne booking their place in the quarterfinals with a very impressive 4-0 home win over Bayern Munich. Heidenheim equally impressive against last year's finalists Leverkusen. 3-1 win at home for Heidenheim. Those games played at the start of the month, so just over a week ago. Exactly a week ago for Heidenheim, about 8 days ago for Cologne. Now the visitors with their first chance to put a ball into the box. Stefan Rudenbeck doing a really good job with Cologne's under-19s. Just continue to produce wave after wave, generation after generation of really talented teams. Cologne, who do usually produce very good results at under-19 level, surprisingly. Picked up the title for the first time since 1971. Close on a few occasions, but never able to quite get it over the finish line in that time. find themselves back where they belong. Not only fighting for titles, but defending them as well. In the meantime, Heidenheim building up an attack on this left side here. Will be a Heidenheim throw. Ball coming off Finchetten last there. Leonard Guinea with the throw, looking for options. And now Cologne will have the throw they were hoping for just moments ago. David Fürst plays it in field. Help forward and over the top. Chance for Finchetten to try and latch onto it. Nearly does as well. It's well defended by the Heidenheim captain, Maximilian Vogel. Heidenheim looking to react quickly in transition. Just have to slow things down again. Cologne with bodies back behind the ball. First with the interception. Heidenheim finished in second place in the Under-19 DFB Youth League main round, League A. Just behind Wolfsburg. Ball into the middle. It's dangerous and needed to be dealt with. Assad Kotya Fofana positioned well to put it out of play, but Cologne will have to defend another corner, this time from the far side. Yannick Wagner lining this one up, the left-footed in-swinger. 7 minutes gone. Both teams still looking for the breakthrough. Headed away by Fürst at the near post. Benjamin Lay with some hold-up play. Heidenheim pressing high. Very energetic start from the visitors in blue. Really good energy and tempo to the way they've approached these opening stages. One or two little lapses in concentration, but overall enjoying decent spells of possession here. Chichi with the ball out wide. Sees it come back his way from Tobias Weigel. Will have to settle for a throw. Good closing down from Benjamin Lay. One of the standout performers this season for Cologne. Player with a lot of technical ability, but plenty of pace and power as well. Not the tallest of players, but very stocky and a lot of upper body strength. Doesn't mind getting involved in a tackle or two as well. Definitely a player with a very bright future in the game. The same can be said for pretty much all of them out here at the moment. Cross comes in low. Needed a bit of height to clear the first line of defence there. Heidenheim not giving the defending champions a lot of time on the ball or a lot of space to work with. Question is, can they keep up this tempo and energy for the entirety of the game? Only time will tell. But it's a promising start so far. Ponente Ramirez goes down looking for a free kick. Not enough in it, according to referee Jonas Grütter. Apart from the early half chance, which was somewhat gifted to Cologne, and which Finn Shenton was unable to take advantage of, hasn't been too much from Cologne so far. Have to say Heidenheim probably off to the more promising starts. Still very early days, of course. Nice little 1-2. Metitu's just running out of room there. Had to sort of rush the cross as a result. Couldn't really get any height or distance on it. Long ball over the top for Finn Shenton to chase. Put out of play by captain Maximilian Vogel. Could be a good battle between those two throughout this morning's game. Lennart Wölp looking for the long throw here. One thing Cologne do have in their side is plenty of height. And it's well defended in the end by Heidenheim. Be very pleased with the way they've settled into things. With almost 12 minutes gone. Shenton, I think, trying to lay it off there. Just miscontrolled it as it came his way. Chichi's pass picked off. Benjamin Lay tries to get the early cross in. Can't find the intended targets. Ponente Ramirez back to Lay. Back to Ponente Ramirez with the cutback. Only Shenton really to aim at, but nowhere near it. Put out of play, and Cologne with a chance to keep this little spell of pressure on. Still waiting for our first clear-cut chance of the game. Cologne showing against Bayern Munich in the previous round just how clinical they can be in front of goal. When big chances do present themselves, they more often than not are more than happy to take them. Coming forward here. Out wide to Ramirez. Floats one deep towards the back post. Little too deep in the end for Lennart Wölp, who does manage to keep it in play. Does well to win the throw. Another long throw from Volp. Just like before. Big Assad Kocha Fofana. The intended target at the near post. Whistle goes this time though. The big man, a little too physical inside the box that time round. Long ball over the top. Yannick Wagner will chase. Yannick Wagner will win the ball back. And now he comes away with the throw-in. Flat trajectory on that one, and then Maximilian Vogel on the spin with the half volley. Is it straight into a defender though? Danger not dealt with initially. It's kept alive by Jan Elang, the Heidenheim number 9. I think he was trying to go for goal there. Slight miss hit, almost turned it into a pass to a teammate, but enough bodies in the way for Cologne to deal with that situation. But again, decent little spell here for Heidenheim. Will gain a lot of confidence with the way things have gone so far. Next half chance goes begging. Cologne having to stay wide awake at the back here so far. Been able to deal with every sort of threat or half threat that has come their way. Got another corner to defend here though. Decent looking delivery into the near post, sort of fizzed past a few possible takers there. Free kick taken short. Cologne, as always, looking to play their way out from the back. Helped on there by Ponente Ramirez, who then looked a little surprised and somewhat frustrated that there was no support up there with him. And Heidenheim enjoying the lion's share of possession so far in this first half, which against the defending champions and on their home turf does come as a little bit of a surprise. With it still 0-0, not all doom and gloom for Cologne by any means. Right idea, just not the right execution there from Heidenheim as they try to carve a way through the middle. Cologne captain Frimo with the ball forward. Nice first touch and nearly. Yeah, a nice ball that followed there from Benjamin Ley. He's stopped illegally in the process and picks up a free kick for his side in a promising area here. Might be a little too far out for a direct shot on goal, but Felix Mark in between the sticks, not taking any chances. Wants to get his two-man wall just the way he wants it anyway. Arjan Lennart Römers standing over the ball and lining this one up for Cologne. Has scored on 5 occasions already this season. Does go for goal, just wouldn't dip for him. Nice whip on the left-footed shot. You could see what he was aiming for, that top shelf on the right side, but just got a little too much height on that flight of the ball. Never came back down. Given away cheaply. And Cologne take advantage, go down inside the box. Ball played first, says referee Jonas Grüter. There's another look at the free kick. I think he gets the decision right there. Certainly looked like the ball was played before the player. Christian Irmiev tries to bulldoze his way through, but runs into trouble. Volpe, a little too close for comfort there on Marko Zrilic. Picks up the free kick for Heidenheim, just inside the Cologne half. Oh, too much fizz on that pass out wide towards Yannick Wagner. He was frustrated with himself more than his teammate there, I believe. Difficult one to control though. Skimmed underneath the boot and out for the throw-in. Ball back in play and rolling again. Booted upfield by Timo Schmitz. Lovely hold-up play, and then the little ding forward, ball in towards the near post, and could have gone anywhere really. Felix Mark gets a touch on it, but sort of parries it straight into Finn Schenten. Unfortunately, can't direct the deflection towards goal. Instead, it's up and over. Whipped into a really dangerous area there at the near post, and suppose in the end Felix Mark does enough to deal with it. Past the midway point of this first half, still no goals between these two teams looking for a place in the Final Four. Big shout there from Timo Schmitz. Appreciated, I'm sure, by his defender, Louis Stappelmann. Well, you do have to give credit where it's due. Heidenheim have done a really good job of trying to frustrate the defending champions. As already mentioned, working tirelessly to make sure that Cologne players have absolutely no time on the ball, making it as difficult as possible for them to play out from the back and link up through the middle. A lot of pressure on the ball carrier in wide areas as well. It's a very well organised and very determined performance so far from the visitors. Still nothing to show for it in terms of chances created or goal-scoring opportunities so far. A couple of half chances, shots from outside the box or just inside, blocked or deflected out for a corner. Yet to really test Timo Schmitz in goal though. Now perhaps the ball through the middle, aimed at Tobias Weigel. And just a little too much mustard on it. Lovely first touch there by Finn Shenton. Sort of plucked the ball out of the air. And does well to win the throw as well, with not too many other options available. is somewhat of a throwback to the old number 9 that leads the line up front, Vincenten. Don't see too many of his kind anymore in the modern game, but it's great to see that it does still exist and can still be utilized effectively. Does perhaps do a little bit more tracking back and defending than the old number 9s would, but definitely not one of the modern forwards who nowadays seems more like a winger. Definitely has the build of an old school number 9, that's for sure. First just loses possession there at the worst possible time, but I'll be grateful to his teammates for recovering the situation there. Nothing to shout about so far for the Cologne fans. Here in the Franz Kremer Stadium. Ramirez tries to feed it inside, little off target in the end though. Gini does extremely well under pressure. Just under a quarter of an hour still to go in this first half. Game that almost feels like it's still waiting to come to life. Tobias Weigl. Little dink inside. Weigl keeps it alive. Can't cut it across though. Just never really made the contact he was hoping for with the cutback. Played in nicely by Zrilic and just ran out of turf in the end. High and over the top from Maximilian Vogel. Straight to Timo Schmitz though. A risky ball there from the Cologne keeper. Gets away with it though. There's that hard work in winning the ball back as quickly as possible again from Heidenheim. And the ball whipped in. Was straight at Timo Schmitz, but came at him with real venom. Was forced to put it out for a corner. Will go down as a shot on goal from Yannick Wagner. Now Cologne with another corner to defend. Not enough height on it to get past the first defender. And the whistle then goes for a dangerous play. It's a switch of play there from David Fürst. Will be a Cologne corner. Again, this is where Heidenheim do need to be careful. A lot of mismatches in terms of height inside the penalty area and these dead ball situations. Kotja Fofana penalised for a push at the back post. Zrilic seems to be down with the problem here. Looks like he took a whack to the head. Good cross there from Maximilian Vogel. So, final 10 minutes of the first period of play here, running down. Stefan Rutenbeck won't be ecstatic with the way things have gone, but with things still at 0-0, won't be too worried just yet, I'm sure. Definitely not the worst performance from Cologne, but far from their best this season, that's for sure. But as said, Heidenheim just doing a really good job of frustrating them, not letting them play their usual game, not letting them dominate possession, not letting them dictate the pace of the game either. And instead looking a little more comfortable than the favourites in possession. Heidenheim head coach Patrick Meyer saying his team come into this game full of confidence and self-belief, and that's exactly the way they've approached things so far. Chichi. Pass picked off, and now the opportunity in transition for Ramirez. Plays it across. Chance to break the deadlock, and Cologne take it. Well, we talked about just how efficient and clinical they can be. And it's their number 9 up front, Finn Schenton, who toe pokes it into the bottom corner and gives Cologne the lead just before the break here. What a massive goal that could be. Unselfish play from Ramirez. Ponente Ramirez is actually Cologne's leading goal scorer this season. Second in the charts in terms of assists, and he adds another to his tally by picking out the front man, Schenton.
Spielminute. Tor.
18-year-old number 9 with his 19th goal in all competitions this season.
Und Torschütze bei dem Spieler mit der Nummer 9, Finn Schenton.
It'd be interesting to see how that goal changes the rhythm of the game now, especially heading into the second 45. It's a really well taken goal, but Heidenheim will be really disappointed with the way they conceded it. Might that be the spark Cologne were looking for to sort of come to life here? Next big opportunity. This time for Arjen Lennart Römers. He was unmarked for the free header. I think the flag might have gone up for offside anyway. But amazing what a goal can do. A bit more of a spring in the step now of the Cologne players all of a sudden. At times looked a little lethargic in terms of the energy levels, especially with what we've become used to from them this season. Lovely ball inside. Put out of play for a corner in the end. Yannick Wagner makes his way over to the corner flag. It looks like he will leave it to Torben Leis instead. Glanced on at the near post by Gieni. And now the break is on again for Cologne. David Fürst, should I say, excuse me, does well to win the corner in the end. He had options available in the middle, but never really looked up or across to recognise not one but two teammates unmarked and available for a pass inside. Was put under pressure all the way forward though. The corner probably the best outcome in the end anyway. Friemels cross picked up by Römers. Cologne will come again. Good looking delivery. Pieces picked up by Ramirez this time. Goes for the curler, looking for the far corner, but never really got the bend he was looking for on that left-footed attempt. Tried to wrap his left boot around the ball, but instead just sliced the effort a little. As a result, was always travelling away from goal rather than back towards it. 2 minutes still to go in this first half. First time ball forward. Here's a good one. Situation well read there by Asad Koçya Fofana. Such a physical presence at the back, the big number 5. It's surprisingly very quick on his feet as well, which makes him a real asset at the back for Stefan Rutenbeck. Muscles his way in front to make the clearance there again. Koçya Fofana. Vogel. Out wide to Gieni. Wagner there in support. Takes a run at the defender, but again just can't get the delivery.
Nachspielzeit 1 Minute.
One minute added on, half of that already done and dusted. It looks like Cologne will take a 1-goal lead down the tunnel at half-time. And there is the half-time whistle. So the title defense is alive and kicking for Cologne. A 1-goal cushion heading into the second 45. Heidenheim will head into it a little frustrated with the way they conceded the goal, having controlled large portions of the first period of play. Looking confident on the ball, plenty of possession as well. Caught out in transition and on the breakaway. Cologne with 1 foot in the final 4, but still work to do here, and this one far from over. Join us for the second 45 in just a few. And work to do in the second half, which is underway. I think Patrick Meyer would have told his players to go and attack the second half the same way they did the first. Only area where there is perhaps room for improvement is creating clear-cut chances. Didn't have too many of those, if any, in the first 45. A lot of the ball, but struggled to put together anything really concrete in the final third. Heidenheim awarded the free kick there. Tim Radul. And a push in the back there from Lennart Verp. Nice ball out wide. Ramirez latches onto it. Ramirez makes it 2. And Cologne start the second the way they ended the first, by finding the back of the net. Again, it's a quick transition goal on the breakaway. And Ramirez, who set up the first, scores the second. Jason Manuel Ponente Ramirez, one of Cologne's standout players this season, carries his fine form into the quarterfinals as well. Great second touch to just drag it away from the defender. And then a composed finish gets the job done. Felix marking goal, able to get a touch on it, but can't keep it out. And now, Cologne sitting pretty. Worst possible start to the second period of play for Heidenheim. And a tough task just got a whole lot tougher for the visitors in blue. As things stand, Cologne will be joining Hoffenheim and Mainz in the final 4 of this year's DFB Under-19 Youth League. What a turn of the tide. All of a sudden Cologne, the ones looking confident on the ball, composed with their passing. Couple of mistakes starting to creep into the play of Heidenheim. Pass picked off again. Benjamin Ley runs into trouble though. Now Heidenheim can break down the left wing with Tobias Weigl. Cologne with bodies back in time though. Metetuz helps it forward. It'll cut back towards the near post. Dealt with again by Kotja Fofana. Vincenten has support in the form of Ramirez. Ramirez lines up the shots. Just skims off the surface just before it arrives at Felix Mark, which means he can't hold on to it. Instead, has to parry it away from danger. Ball still with Cologne here. Powerful run through the middle from Christian Ermiev. Brought down just outside the box. Dangerous free kick for Heidenheim to deal with here. Take another look at that Ramirez shot. Relatively simple save in the end for Felix Mark, but travelled his direction in a way that he was never going to be able to hold on to it. So Remmers lining this one up. Saw him have a crack in the first half, just wouldn't dip for him. He's a little closer this time, not by much. This one pretty central as well. Does look like he's going to have a crack at this one as well. Remmers with the dead ball situation. Gets it up and over. Looked like it was probably going wide, but Felix Mark not willing to take any chances. Puts it out for a corner anyway. One-way traffic so far in this second half. Now Marko Zrilic able to meet the ball with his head, but wasn't the most convincing of headers away. Instead, Heidenheim still with some defending to do here. Jonathan Friemel will make his way over to the near side to take the next corner for Cologne. Height and distance, the name of the game that time from Friemel. Picked up by Remmers. And Cologne will build from the halfway line once more. Heavy touch meant that Felix Mark was always going to have to put it out of play rather than hold on to it or find a teammate. And Cologne looking dangerous every time they come forward now. Shot blocked, out for another corner. Comes off Metetuz. And Cologne really in control of proceedings now. Could have possibly been a corner there. Maybe should have been. Patrick Meyer trying to figure out how he can get his team back into this. Second goal early into the second period of play. A real punch to the gut for Heidenheim. And the body language from their players would suggest exactly that as well. A lot of mental strength required now. Because yes, Cologne have doubled their lead, but if Heidenheim can peg one back, it's game on again. Something they need to remember and work towards. Still plenty of time to salvage something here. And it looks like Patrick Meyer is going to make a double substitution to try and make that happen. Fresh legs and fresh ideas. Perhaps the ticket back into this game. GG. Good weight on the pass down the line. Too much weight on the delivery. Into the box though. As it sails over everyone's head. And out for a Cologne throw on the opposite side. Strong play initially there from Metetuz. Final ball just a little too heavy. Ball out of play again. So Hannes Burkhardt and Nevio Bove, the two players getting ready to come on here. Try and turn the tide. Metetuz, one of the two players, makes his way to the bench. Strong play again on the overlap. Well defended by Cologne. Just over half an hour still to go. Ramirez. Once again, has played a massive part. Oh, lovely touch by Wirtz to go past the first defender. Heavy touch that followed. Allowed the tackle to come in and be made. Really is very talented right back, David Fürst. Really good on the ball. Fine example of it there to go past the defender. It comes with a lot of pace and power as well. Ramirez turns his defender inside out. Ramirez gets the shot off. What a goal that could have been. Felix Mark happy to see that one come straight at him in the end. And Cologne's number 7 continues to cause problems and frustrate the Heidenheim defence. Vincenten gets the shot off on, comes off the post, and then the follow-up is saved onto the post. Double chance for the Cologne number 9 there. It's a really clever attempt with the left foot, first time round. Just takes the ball out wide and into an area where he can get the shot off. Goes for placement rather than power, nearly gets it spot on. And then credit to Felix Mark, who gets back into position to get something on that and help it onto the post second time round. Twice the woodwork getting involved to deny Vincenten his second goal of the game. Danger not over yet though. Ramirez with the ball inside the Heidenheim box. Tries to shift it into the path of Schenten there, but can't get enough on that pass in the end. Very nearly a third for Cologne, which you feel would have put it out of reach for Heidenheim. And as a result, the away side not down and out just yet. Freeman down the line. Lennart Wölp. I think Ramirez was trying to pick out Schenten there. As we take another look at the number 9's double chance. Can't get much closer than that. So more changes on the way from Patrick Meyer. Doesn't look like Stefan Rutenbeck has Any substitutions in the making just yet? Chichi handing possession back to Cologne. Not necessarily there. Second goal early into the half has really seen a drop-off in terms of performance from Heidenheim. Confidence taking a real hit with that second goal conceded. Since then, Cologne have been in cruise control, really. Alessandro Puzo being told to go and warm up. So, changing coming, perhaps for Cologne after all. .25 still to go here in the Franz Kremer Stadium. As things stand, Cologne through to the final four. Shenzhen. Maximilian Vogel. Now Zrilic. So triple substitution incoming. Good ball towards the back post. No one there to go and attack it though. And now the shot on target. What a big man at the back. Stappelmann gets his body in the way. Great positional play there from the central defender. Best chance of the second half for Heidenheim. Here comes the corner, headed away. Clearance extended by Shenzhen. Lovely solo run into the box, but picked up by Timo Schmitz at his near post in the end, who boots the ball upfield. Looking for Ramirez. Here is Ramirez. Good first touch. Swing and a miss on the volley. Goes down after coming together with Hannes Burkhardt. Burkhardt back on his feet. Ramirez still down though. I'm not sure if there was contact or it was an awkward landing. So Lukas V, Yannick Oettinger and Maximilian Koss coming on now for the team in need of a goal. Well, in need of two, really, but a goal will certainly help start the fight back. So what do Heidenheim still have left in the tank? They have made all 5 of their allowed substitutions. Got just over 20 minutes to try and turn the tide here. 2 goals conceded, couldn't have come at a worse time. One just before half-time, and one just after. Ever since conceding, have never really been able to hit the same heights that saw them pretty much in control of almost the entirety of that first half, up until conceding the first goal at least, anyway. On the flip side though, Cologne doing what all good teams do. Even when not at your best, make sure you don't concede. Take the opportunities when they come your way. And once you have that foundation, then try and build on them. So Alessandro Puzo will be the first substitution made by Stefan Rutenbeck. And he will replace the young man that got the party started at the end of the half, Finn Schensen. A really well taken goal. With a lot of help from starman Ramirez. Very nearly had a second in this second half as well. A little unfortunate not to leave the field of play with a brace under his belt, but has certainly played his part. Job done by the big number 9. Hannes Burkhardt sort of put into trouble by his captain Maximilian Vogel with that pass. It's always going to be a difficult one to control. The Heidenheim right back. And again given away by the Heidenheim captain. A slight problem here. Lennart Volp, who will receive treatment just over the sideline on that far side. Seems to be moving okay though. Looks like he'll be able to continue. In the meantime, Ramirez trying to dance his way forward down the right wing yet again. Still on the ball here, Ramirez gets the shot off. Blocked by Chichi. Ball with Ramirez again. So tricky with the ball at his feet. Can see why he has been Cologne's star player this season. Great ball into the middle and the header off the crossbar. Alessandro Puzo nearly with an instant impact off the bench. What a cross to pick him out. It looked like he'd done everything right. Got a lot of power behind the header as well. Good direction on it. Just a little too high as it rattles off the crossbar. And yet again, it's the woodwork that denies Cologne a third goal. Wonderful cross from Captain Friedl. And an almost textbook header from Puzo. And the new man up front, very unfortunate not to get his name on the score sheet as well. Chance now, perhaps, to peg one back. And again, it's a substitute that's in the thick of it. Yannick Oettinger was always going to look for the far corner. And the curl on the shot from the inside of the boot was always going to take it away. He doesn't miss by much, though. And that would have really added a little spice to the final 15 minutes here. Big chances at either end here in the latter stages. Opportunity from the corner now for Heidenheim. Player goes down inside the box. No whistle from the referee. I think it's the right call in the end. Not sure there was enough on the challenge there against Tobias Weigl. From Ramirez, slightly dangerous play from the Cologne number 7, or risky play should I say, but not enough in it. Kept alive by Puzo. Ramirez able to turn. Comes off first. Will be a Heidenheim throw. Next chance for Heidenheim. Good stop by Timo Schmitz. Positioned himself nice and early for that one. There has been a slight upswing in terms of performance from Heidenheim here. Is it too little too late though? They do need a goal just to give themselves a lifeline. As another half chance goes. Heidenheim making another substitution here. There's the captain Vogel coming off to be replaced by Jan Feiler. Strong first half from the Heidenheim captain. Slight dip in performance in the second though. Ramirez. Pull on the shirt. Long range shots straight into the hands of Timo Schmitz. Hasn't had much to do today, but what has come his way, he's been able to deal with very well indeed. Has looked solid in between the sticks. Ramirez saw Puzo just pulling away from his defender into the space out wide. Couldn't get enough lift on the long ball forward to try and pick him out though. Into the final 10 minutes here. As Cologne get ready to bring on Ayman Erdogan. They're making way. The young man in the limelight, the MVP, the star player here this morning. Jason Ramirez. Replaced by Erdogan. Painful one for Marko Zrilic there. Caught by Frimo. Those free kicks you don't mind giving away. Erdogan getting stuck in. Time running out for Heidenheim. The loser today, of course, will see their season come to an end. The ball is deflected out of play there. Once again, Cologne with bodies in the way. Fired up and over by Nevio Bove. Did have time and space to work with there. Slightly more control on the shot. Had it been on target, might have given Timo Schmitz something to worry about. Puzo. Benjamin Lay there in support. Back with Freeman. Erdogan. 1-2 with Fürst. Back to Erdogan. Just about keeps it in play, or does he? Nope. That goes up. Goal kick. Nice link-up play, though, between Erdogan and Fürst down that right wing. So last chance saloon for Heidenheim. Really need to peg one back and peg one back quickly if they stand any chance of keeping their season alive. Win or lose, it's been a great campaign for them. Something to build on next season for sure. First with the header away. Cologne happy to just defend their lead at the moment. Let that one run out of play for the goal kick. Just over 4 minutes still to go. Plus some change to be added on as well, I'm sure. Senior side in action later today, early evening, 5:30 kickoff Central European time against Heidenheim, of course. Senior team, of course, looking for points, trying to stay out of the relegation playoff spot. Level on points with Werder Bremen, who are in the same boat. There are 2 games left in the German top flight. The youngsters, however, going strong. Neviapolvet with the delivery. Burkhardt on the half volley, just slicing his efforts wide and out of play for a goal kick. Again, Heidenheim unable to do much with their attack as we head into the 90th minute of play. Any sort of a comeback looking very unlikely now. It looks like Cologne have gotten the job done yet again. Benjamin Lay will make way. Kevin Ekweribe. Looks like Ariane Güzel is coming on as well on the closing stages. So 5 minutes added on, a minute of that stoppage time, pretty much over already. Not a bad effort, and a really good save there from Timo Schmitz. Best save, or biggest save he's had to make so far.Tobias Weigel with a really good effort there, was heading for the top shelf. Timo Schmitz with other plans, wide awake. Probably the best save of the game. Kept in play very nicely indeed. One back by Chichi. Another opportunity goes begging. Marko Zrilic, now wearing the captain's armband, just rushing his effort. Had a bit more time and space than he realized, I think. Buzo tries to go it alone. Not enough room to find a way through though. Shielded out and over the line by the big man at the back, Asad Kocho Fofana. Textbook defensive display from the Cologne central defender. Referee takes a look at his watch. And there is the final whistle. It's the end of the road for Heidenheim.